All right, this is the Red Wolves research by Joshua, Lonzo, Daniel, and Audrey. All right, introduction slide.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, over the years, we've seen humans run the population of red wolves down tremendously. We see a lot of hunting and predator control programs that are the main reason for the species being close to extinction, since they were posed as a big threat when they were introduced into North Carolina. Degrading and messing with the environment that they live in has also been a big cause. Of course, that's habitat loss. And we've seen a lot, whether it's down to deforestation or just putting bad things into the environment, that's going to be a big cause for the number of the wolves obviously decreasing.
So some history of the red wolves. Red wolves, Canis rufus, are one of two species native to North America. They're known for their reddish color behind their ears, along their neck, and around their neck, the legs. They are known to be very social creatures with packs consisting of one mating pair and their offspring. They are also similar in size to coyotes and can be mistaken for them. They used to be very common and had a historic range from Texas to Pennsylvania, as displayed here. However, by the 1960s, habitat loss and intensive predation programs decimated the population to a small remnant of 17 wolves in Texas and Louisiana. In 1973, when the Endangered Species Act passed, red wolves were listed as critically endangered species that same year. It's recognized as one of the world's most critically endangered candidates. That same year, efforts were made to quickly capture as many remaining red wolves as possible. 17 were captured and 14 were used to start a captive breeding program. In 1980, with the remaining red wolves in captivity, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service declared them extinct, but in 1987, enough red wolves were bred in captivity to begin a restoration program to its native range. This effort was based along the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge in North Carolina, as displayed. Initially, the restoration effort based in North Carolina was successful, and the population peaked along 130 in 2006. However, due to negligence, mismanagement, and the allowance of coyote killings, along with illegal killings and just inaction by the USFWS, the population dribbled. And as of today, only 18 to 17 wild red wolves roam their native range, with 250 more in captivity.
All right, the current situation. The current situation is that there are only 13 known wild and collared red wolves in North Carolina, specifically within and around the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge, and they are also being endangered in North America. The U.S. and Fish Wildlife Service is addressing the problems by building programs to help and lower the killing of red wolves. The government is being involved, and they're starting the Red Wolves Recovery Program. I would say it's a lose-lose because red wolves play a vital role in the regulating populations of deer and other prey, thereby helping to maintain a balanced ecosystem. They also historically help control raccoons and opossums, preventing overpopulation of smaller predators. In 1987, red wolves were successfully reintroduced into the wild in eastern North Carolina. For a time, the population saw some growth. However, the positive trend did not last, and the red wolf population has continued to face significant challenges, including illegal killings, hybridization with coyotes, and habitat limitations. Another current situation or problem that is happening is that the red wolf's habitat is increasingly fragmented by development and human activities, limiting their access to suitable areas for breeding and hunting. Despite legal protection, red wolves continue to be illegally shot or trapped, often due to misconceptions and fears. Gunshots remain the leading cause of the death of red wolves in the wild. Driven by fear and a desire to protect livestock, human aggressively hunted wolves. This, coupled with significant habitat loss and degradation, push the red wolves to the brink. By 1980, they was declared extinct in the wild.
So the future of red wolves should improve with the efforts from the Red Wolf Recovery Program. The main objectives of the program are, number one, releasing wolves into the wild from their captive breeding program that they have. And then number two, educating the public on how to coexist with the red wolves. And number three, using management techniques to regulate and decrease hybridization of red wolves and coyotes. Human contact is avoided to promote bonding between the wolves, breeding, and a healthy pack structure. When the wolves are ready, they will be released into the wild based on their genetic makeup, reproductive performance, behavior, and how they are doing physically. One of the programs they have in it is the red wolf pup fostering. This is currently the most successful method for increasing the population. Captive-born pups are raised by a pair of adult wolves in a natural setting. It is preferred that the pup is raised by an experienced wolf parents because this allows for the pup to learn to hunt, select future mates, and survive when they are released into the wild. And then to help the foster pup fit in and be fully accepted by the mother red wolf, they will nestle in the wild pups to transfer the scent over so they can become fully accepted. And then when it comes time for the red wolf to be released into the wild, they must have very minimal interaction with humans. If they are released after living their adult life in captivity, it can be hard for them to adapt to life in the wild, which can lead to a low survival rate, and then it just messes up all the work they just did. And then the purpose of red wolf pup fostering is to increase the wild population of red wolves and their genetic diversity.
So basically, to wrap it all up, we're seeing that the red wolves that were once pretty common in North America are now endangered and heavily exploited. Obviously, to cover, we've seen many reasons, whether that's direct killing of them by humans, whether that's just mostly for just controlling the risk of them being predators towards livestock and other animals that they own, or whether that's going to be habitat loss, which is going to also cause the number of red wolves to go down. All those reasons combined make it a really big issue and it makes it really hard for the red wolves to thrive and to conserve their species. So some other questions that are similar, some related questions like what other species of animals are facing the same issues. We see a lot of mammals in all types of different biomes and environments, whether that's in the tundras or even in the safari like lions and tigers, with the same issue, just being hunted and poached, whether that's for a resource that they can give or for the risk that they will just do harm to the environment around them, which 9 times out of 10 is not even true. Some other ways to help conserve the species of the red wolves, just more recovery programs and government officials putting prohibitions and policies and laws on the poaching of these animals, unless there is a true and important reason to do so. How has the introduction of non-native species affected the exploitation? Well, it helps combat the hybridization, which was talked about previously, between the coyotes and the red wolves. So that'll stop any inbreeding within the species, and it will allow them to thrive much more without having to compete in battle with the other predators as much, because there will be more resources, more animals to eat and to just use to survive. And then how does captive breeding, how's it going to impact the conservation of the species? Like I said, things like wildlife and national parks, those things will help conserve and prevent any inbreeding once again, which will cause any mutations or diseases to the offspring. So we'll prevent that, and we'll prevent any poaching and just wrong killing of these animals so that they can successfully thrive and get all the resources that they need to get the numbers back up a little bit. And these are just works cited slides. We have a couple of them.